when they went into the Derek and the Dominoes song, and the name is escaping me at the moment. Keep on growing. Yes, I Derek's guitar was just phenomenal on that song. My jaw drops every time I hear the guy. Ever since he was a child, but it did again in this song because he just slayed it. He really did.
No, yeah, for sure. And High and Mighty they hadn't brought out in a while or as much, and I think this year. So that's always cool to hear. That's such a groove like that tune, and like you get a great Gabe intro on that. If I recall.
Yeah, yeah. My
I
other
listened to
favorite
that
song.
today. I'm sorry, Terry. I was just going to say that I listened to
No,
that.
that's all right. That's all right. Go ahead. Go ahead. I
I
still got
listened
a
to that.
shaky connection. I'm actually sitting next to
Okay.
my router now, guys.
No, you sound pretty good. I think doing the
Yeah,
audio
you
or
sound
just
great.
audio helps.
Yeah, the High and Mighty was fantastic. It was slower. It appeared to be like more patient, and they gave that nice intro. I just listened to it today on the way back. I had 6 hour drive on I-95, so I listened to both these shows today.
Very, yeah, me too. I've
Yeah,
over and over for me. Yeah, it's
yeah,
just interesting because I feel like when you think about how a song evolves with Tedeschi trucks after they were like recorded, or even if it's a cover that they play a bunch of on a tour or something like that, like the song evolves not just like who gets the solo here and who does that, and maybe they play for a longer period of time, but also the tempo is something that I think that gets experimented with quite a bit, especially
It's never the same way twice.
right. And the tempo is included in that. Like if you listen to some versions of like some songs from 2016 or 15, it's like it sounds great, but it's like, oh, it's different. It's different. It's not jarring in a bad way or anything like that, but like it's like, oh, this is a little bit of different tempo. This is not what I'm used to, because like the way I'm guessing we all consume Tedeschi Trucks band music, besides like all the recordings and whatnot, or the studio recordings, is listening to the live stuff. So we're listening to Tuesday and then Wednesday and then the show next week. So there is like a very gradual organic evolution of the music versus listening to something from this week and then going back to like 2017 or 2013 or whatever.
I mean,
It's just yeah, go on, Rich.
I always like going back to the studio versions after a while and to see what it was like, at the get go, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah. No, I come back to everything. There's not an era of this band that I would like that I avoid, and that's an impressive compliment that I'm realizing in itself, because like there's so many eras of bands for whatever reason, could be even lineup changes, which has been a part of this band too. But there's no era of Tedeschi Trucks band where it's like, oh, that was kind of a weak time for that album, kind of or that person on that instrument or that singer. Well, there's none of that with this band. It's like once they got started and they knew that they were good, and they were right away. Like Kebby's words, they knew that they had something pretty much fairly instantaneously when they started this TTB thing.
yeah. They're definitely, like you said, Rich. They're definitely one band that you can go back to the studio albums and appreciate that just as much as any live show.
I
And
mean,
that's
go
a
back
rarity.
go back to Revelator anytime.
Yeah, I mean, they're classic albums. Every one of them have their moments, and they're just so well done. Not that they replace the live experience, but musically, they're just as equivalently high and professionally done. And not a lot of bands can say that. You can. There's hundreds of bands out there that can't do it live like they can do in the studio,